In the shadowy world of outlaw motorcycle clubs, loyalty isn't just a word dice, a code sealed in blood. But what happens when that code is broken and the target is the mother of one of the most powerful men in the Hells Angels? This isn't just a story of crime. It's a tale of a son's love and a president's brutal, unwavering quest for vengeance. Our story begins in a quiet, unassuming neighborhood, the last place you'd expect to find the epicenter of a biker war. Here lived the mother of a man known only as Prez, the respected and feared leader of a prominent Hells Angels charter. She was a gentlewoman, completely detached from her son's world, living a life of peace. That peace was shattered one fateful evening in a senseless act of violence, a home invasion gone horribly wrong. Her life was tragically cut short, not by a rival gang, but by common criminals who had no idea whose family they had just destroyed. When the news reached Prez, a cold, dark silence fell over the entire chapter. The usual roar of engines and boisterous laughter was replaced by a simmering rage. For Prez, this wasn't club business. It was personal. The law had its own pace, its own procedures, but in his world, justice was swift and absolute. The police were investigating, but Prez and his brothers had their own network. Their own methods, far more effective and far more terrifying. The word went out on the street. Find the men responsible. Every contact, every informant, every whisper in the criminal underworld was leveraged. The Hells Angels, a brotherhood forged in iron and loyalty, mobilized not for a turf war, but for a personal vendetta. The message was clear: there was nowhere to hide. The club's reach extended into every dark corner of the city and beyond. It was a manhunt of a different kind, one without warrants or badges, fueled by pure, unadulterated grief and fury. Days turned into a week. The perpetrators, likely thinking they had committed a random, untraceable crime, were living on borrowed time. They couldn't have known the hornet's nest they had kicked. One by one, their names started to surface. The first lead came from a low-level dealer who had overheard a boastful conversation in a dive bar. That small thread was all Prez and his crew needed. They pulled on it, and the entire story began to unravel. What followed was a methodical and chilling campaign to bring the guilty to their own brand of justice. This wasn't a chaotic brawl. It was a calculated, strategic operation. One of the suspects was found in a motel on the outskirts of town, thinking he was safe. He wasn't. Another was tracked down through a family member, cornered when he least expected it. The final one was apprehended trying to flee the state. His face plastered all over the underground network. The legal system never got its hands on them. In the world of the Hells Angels, when a line like this is crossed, the matter is settled internally. The specifics of their fate were never made public, left to become the stuff of street legend, grim warning to anyone who might dare to harm the family of a member. The story served as a brutal reminder of the club's core principle, an eye for an eye. But for a mother's life, a debt that can only be paid in the harshest currency. This tale of a son's revenge resonates because it touches on something universal: the fierce, protective love for a parent. While the methods were those of an outlaw world, the motive was one that anyone could understand. The president of the Hells Angels had lost his mother, and in her name he unleashed a storm that would be whispered about for years to come, solidifying his legend and reinforcing the unforgiving code of his brotherhood. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating and untold stories. We'll see you in the next video.